What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slash here. We are back with the Pound and Slash Marvel Media Podcast.
Hello.
I am Depraved.
And I am awesome motherfucking Pound himself.
I'm Slash. And this is... Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what Ralph was doing.
This is the Comic Corner podcast episode. This is number 12. Number 12. We have done this for 12 weeks. That's a lot of weeks. A lot of weeks. But this actually has one of the better groups of comics, in my opinion.
Yes, it does. They're pretty decent.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do what we normally do. We're going to start off with the infographic, as you can see here. This is the who and what we need to know. As you can see, we've still got what the fuck was his name?
Was he the Impossible Man?
The Impossible Man. Thank you. I could not remember his name. That was my pick, too. That's sad.
Right.
Impossible Man, Hulk, Spidy, Dr. Doom, Valeria, and Pastepot Pete.
Yeah, PvP.
Whoever he picks is going to replace Dr. Doom. This is his week to pick the new MVP.
Yep.
So, yeah, let's get this party started. All right, so starting off, we get Strange Tales 108, Story A, The Painter of 1,000 Perils, Story D, The Iron Warrior, which, by the way, we had to find some weird ways to read The Iron Warrior. But we did find it.
And we found it.
You'll be able to tell by the weird-ass fucking pictures how we had to do it.
But we found that bitch because he had to come to me and I was like, I got this. That is not it. I said, oh, bro, we're never. We searched
for fucking ever.
We're never gonna find this comic, man.
So starting off in the first Fantastic Four story, and it is Fantastic Four because they are involved. However, it is the Fake-tastic Four, as I call them.
Right.
And
technically it's a Human Torch, overall Human Torch story. But
and then we got Human Torch, Johnny Storm. Right. We've got some monsters that are controlled by Willem Van Vile, as you see him here, and Scar Tobin.
Yep.
And then we get to the D story.
Iron Warrior.
And here we have King Arthur, Merlin, Sir Mogard, and the Black Knight.
Hey, because let me tell you, we might be seeing them in movies. Hello. Well,
not this Black Knight we want.
Ah, damn.
This is like the original King Arthur Black Knight.
King Arthur Black Knight. But it'd be nice to see Merlin now.
Dope story for only being like 4 pages.
Right.
Then we have The Amazing Spider-Man number 2, A story, Duel to the Death with the Vulture, and story B, The Uncanny Threat of the Terrible Tinkerer. Thank you, Marvel, for giving us the longest title so far.
The Uncanny Threat of the Terrible
The Uncanny Threat of the Terrible Tinkerer.
Yeah, I ain't doing that 5 times fast. Fuck that. That's tongue tie right there waiting to happen.
The Uncanny Threat of the Terrible Tinkerer?
This one time. Gotta do it 5 times.
Fuck that. This has Peter Parker and Spider-Man, Aunt May, J. Jonah Jameson, the Vulture, Flash Thompson, the Tinkerer, aliens, and Professor Cobwell, who looks like an alien in human form, but he's not.
Man, they're all aliens.
But he's not.
Even J. Jonah Jameson is an alien.
My phone being loud.
That's alien.
And then the Fantastic Four issue is called The Fantastic Four versus the Red Ghost and his Indescribable Super Apes.
Yep.
That is the longest title so far in the comic. This was actually a very good story as well. And then in this story, we will run across the Fantastic Four, which are Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, Invisible Girl, Sue Storm, The Thing, Ben Grimm, and Human Torch, Johnny Storm. Yeah. We will also see Ivan Kragoff, who is the Red Ghost. He's also got a handful of monkeys with him. I do have pictures of them up there because they're monkeys. You should know what they look like. Oh, God. And then we have the Watcher.
Right, the first time the Watcher
makes his first appearance in this issue.
1963, wow.
Which is dope.
So he's been around for that long. Goddamn. Wow.
Yes. And then the last thing we will talk about today is Tales To Astonish, number 42. It is called The Voice of Doom.
It's not what you think. Which I swear, when I first read it, I said, I thought it was. Even when he told me, I said, well, please, let it happen.
And it's not Doom.
Damn it.
But in this one, we have Henry Pym, / the Ant-Man, and Jason Cragg.
Cragg.
Who we found out makes an appearance again later.
Yep. All right, man, let's do this shit.
So.
Yeah. I thought it'd be ESPN like
No, I had to click a bunch of buttons. I tried to give our people some elevator music. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Strange Tales number 108, A story. And this is The Painter of 1,000 Perils. This is released May 1st, 1963, written by Stan Lee and R. Burns.
Right.
Penciled by Jack Kirby and inked by Dick Ayers.
This is going to be a decent one, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. So we begin with a couple of criminals being arrested as Human Torch is on a superhero spree. I call it a superhero spree because he was just running around saving a bunch of people. Doing his thing.
Fuck it, I'm saying you, everybody.
Pretty much. However, Torch knows someone somewhere is preparing to ruin his day because that's what villains do.
Spidey sent.
We then see Scar Tobin trying to figure out how he's going to stop the Human Torch because they're ruining their crime.
Right, he wants to make money.
William Van Vile barges in. The gangsters start to give him shit as he paints this huge 3-headed monkey with 6 arms that comes to life and then attacks them.
Yep. It's like, don't bother me. Damn.
Then they're like, no, he just has us hypnotized, kind of referencing back to the one Fantastic Four story. That
the wizard?
Was it the wizard?
Or was the puppet master?
No, it wasn't the wizard or puppet master. It was the other one, the magician.
Oh, yeah. I think they're all fucking hypnotized. Everybody hypnotized, but I think the first one that did it, the one he colorblind.
Right. So they thought they were hypnotized. So he paints a huge gun in someone's hands. It does appear in dude's hands. He drops it. It falls through the floor because it's so heavy. And then he paints a magic carpet, and they all fly off. Scar then asks him how. So he tells his story of trying to counterfeit paintings.
Right.
And he failed because he was missing things. He tried to counterfeit money, but he was missing half of, Abe Lincoln's sideburns. And while he was in jail, he began to dig a tunnel where he found a mural of aliens.
Yep.
Or a mural created by aliens, of aliens, and deciphered what the lettering said about how the paints that were there worked. As the cave collapsed, he then tried them and used them to escape, and they did indeed work. So Wilhelm then uses the paints to fuck with the Torch for a little bit,
right?
Dousing him with large fire hydrants, dousing him with sand, chasing him around with fucking monsters, and then using the Fantastic Four against him. However, as this was going on, when he was fighting the Fantastic Four, Torch actually showed up while the fight was going on and destroyed all the paints.
Yeah, he
burned
them all.
William had asked how he could be there, and Torch tells him that he overheard a story, so he found their camp overnight, painted a copy of himself, which is who the Fantastic Four killed. He says, and now Wilhelm is destined for jail. That is the quick rundown. I actually really like this issue. I actually gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. It was good. Like, literally, he's doing hero shit, which, as he should be doing anyway, which I have not,
And
he has been, but
it's really the first time we've seen Torch on his own. Outsmart the enemy.
Because he's been stupid.
Like, he's done a lot of dumb things. And there's a couple times he's fought and outpowered an opponent. But this time is the first time we actually seen him use his brain.
Right. He said, I ain't gonna let what happened to PPP happen to me ever again.
And I say on his own because it's not like he had Invisible Girl there to help him. It's not like he had Reed or Thing there to help him. Like, he legit did it on his own and succeeded.
He pulled
against somebody that was pulling some bullshit. And,
right. Doing paintings, making shit come to life and shit. Right. So,
but
it was good.
I gave it a 4 out of 5. It was pretty decent.
Just like you said, he was doing hero shit, which, thank fucking God, he has not been doing that lately.
Right. Keeping with Strange Tales, number 108, we then did the D story, which was the Iron Warrior, still released same time as the last one, written by Stan Lee, penciled by Steve Ditko, and inked by Steve Ditko.
Yep.
And on this one, we begin with the Round Table, more specifically, Sir Mogard, talking down about Merlin, basically thinking that Merlin's magic is fake. Mogard then decides he's going to confront Merlin and enters his chamber. Mogard challenges Merlin by throwing down his gauntlet, literally.
Right.
He threw down the gauntlet. That's what that term means, by the way. That's how you...
Just throw that bitch down.
Right.
Boom.
And with that happening, Merlin has to accept.
Right.
At dawn the next day, Merlin shows up with the Black Knight, and they begin to duel. Shortly switching to being on foot, because somehow the Black Knight jumped off his horse or got knocked off his horse. I couldn't tell. But then they go into hand-to-hand combat. The Black Knight ends up defeating Mogard. However, Mogard still claims that Merlin has no magic. He just found an extremely skilled warrior, and he still thinks Merlin is a fraud. Merlin tells him that he's full of it,
right, literally,
and whisks the armor away in pieces, showing that there was never anyone in the armor. It was being controlled by magic.
My man said, anybody with that type of power, you need to just run.
And it is said that Mogard had never spoken again after that point. I gave this a 4 out of 5 as well. What's funny is, so it got a 2 from people.
I almost gave it I think this might be the first time I give it I gave it a couple. This would be a 5 out of 5 for me. Not first time. This is a couple times 5 out of 5.
Look, first off, for being 4 pages, was very well done.
Right, because basically, and it's right to the point.
It is.
He didn't prove it. He proved that this shit wasn't. He stepped to it and said, "Yo, I am the real fucking deal. Do not test me, bro. I will make it to a rat."
And this is also the first time we see that the whole King Arthur thing does take place in the Marvel universe. So that was really cool to see. The first time you saw
Merlin, not all of them.
I mean, we'd already had a reference to Merlin's magic being used on the gold that was in the Fantastic Four issue.
Fantastic Four issue, right. But this time you actually see him, though.
Where Doom sent them back in time to confront Blackbeard.
Right.
And to steal the money.
Right.
Because he needed the money because the money possessed Merlin's power.
Right.
But this, we actually see Merlin in the Marvel Universe, and it was just really cool to see how he basically...
Bro, he basically said, don't test me, bro. This should have been Merlin is a G. 4 pages. Got you. That's what I said. You gave 5. I gave it 5. This is actually solid. This is
very solid story.
Damn. Especially, bro, he went, nothing, bitch. Now what? Magic.
All right, so then we go into Amazing Spider-Man issue number 2, A story. This is called Duel to the Death with the Vulture. This was released May 10th, 1963, written by Stan Lee, penciled and inked by Steve Ditko. Right. We start with the Vulture robbing a bunch of people, and JJ wanting to put him on the front page of Now magazine, but he doesn't have a proper photo.
Right.
Peter decides he's going to get pictures to sell to him.
Right, so he can ends meet.
And talks to Aunt May, and Aunt May gives him Uncle Ben's old camera. Says that, Uncle Ben would have wanted you to have this.
Right.
So he takes it.
Right.
Vulture then taunts authorities with news of his next heist. And as he finishes taunting them, basically what he's doing is he's throwing rocks with letters through windows of, newspaper places.
That is the funniest shit ever. He's like,
he's like, this is what I'm going to do, and you ain't going to stop.
Right. Literally, because I'm flying, bitch. What you going to do? Bam, right in your face.
But as he's finishing up, Spidey runs up to get photos, and to stop him, Vulture loop-de-loops, kicks him in the back of the head, knocks him out, and then locks him in a water tower. Web fluid is all gone, so Spidey's out of web fluid.
Yep.
And so Spidey has to improvise because he can't crawl up the sides because they're too wet for him to get an actual hold on.
Right.
So what he does is he squats down at the bottom of the water tower, or he swims down to the bottom of it.
Cool.
Squats down and uses his leg strength to shoot himself straight up through the hole of the water tower out.
Yep. Which I like how they draw that. It's like he go. It's like he's elevating literally himself to go up. That's pretty neat. I like that.
Right.
Because he literally had nothing else left. He ain't Spider-Man no more now, bro.
Right.
You gotta think of something real quickly.
So Peter then designs a belt to hold additional web cartridges, which he should have done in the first fucking place.
Yeah, that should have been. This is his first big villain.
Don't you know Batman has a
utility
belt with everything?
Bro, Kryptonite, whatever the fuck this is to get Wonder Woman, whatever the fuck this is to get Green Lantern.
Bat shark repellent.
Right, bat shark repellent. He has a lightsaber.
Right.
I'm just saying, why didn't... But to be fair, this is his big threat right now, because really he didn't really get in the last issue.
He had the Chameleon, but the Chameleon wasn't necessarily strong.
Not so strong. This one was more like a threat. You know, he was throwing rocks at people.
So Peter designs this belt that can hold additional web cartridges and a place to hold a camera when he can buy a new one, because the old one's just not going to fit on it. It's too big.
No, pause.
And then he designs an item that he is sure is going to defeat the Vulture. The next day, Peter sells his photos to JJ. JJ pays him pretty nicely.
Yep.
The kids from school all go to see how the Vulture will pull off this heist, so they go to the scene of where the crime is supposed to take place.
That's dangerous. Why would you go? I wouldn't.
Kids are dumb.
There.
Yeah. I would have.
Good luck. Good luck, motherfucker, like that. That motherfucker coming in hot.
Peter goes to slip out of the back just in case he's needed a Spider-Man. The other kids make fun of him because they think he's a pussy.
That's literally, they said, and it's so 1960. Man, quit being a wuss or chicken or something. I'm like, damn. Right. Damn.
As the diamonds are taken off, so the truck, they put the diamonds on the truck goes to where it's supposed to go. As they take the diamonds off the truck to carry it into the building, Vulture pops out of a sewer right in front of them, steals the diamond, flies through the sewers and out the subway across town. And of course, they're all like, we expect him to come from the air. We didn't expect him to come from below.
Right.
That surprised them. And Peter suits up. He's like, all right, it's time for me to go.
Right, because he's Garrett Tail for money right now. Where diamonds worth anything, so yeah.
So Spidey finds Vulture and gives chase. Vulture loop-de-loops again, barely nicks Peter, just enough to kind of cause Peter to go off balance. But this time, as he's following, he web slings on to Vulture's foot.
Bro, I thought he was gonna cut his head off. Actually, I was like, bro, that was kind of close, bro.
That was a close shave.
Right, zink.
As they fight in the air, Spidey uses his gadget, which we find out is an anti-magnet diverter, because he figured out how Vulture was flying.
Right.
And this causes Vulture to start spiraling to the ground. Spidey web slings himself to a building to save himself.
Right. Fuck Vulture.
As Vulture lands, the cops show up. Spidey gets pictures of Vulture's capture. Peter sells them to JJ with the promise of, and he makes JJ promise, like, you're never going to know how I get pictures that you need, so don't ask.
Don't ask.
And JJ's like, I don't care how you get them, just as long as you get them. And then he takes the money, ends up making so much money off of those specific, specific pictures that he's able to pay off Aunt May's rent for a year and buy her new appliances.
For a year.
You should have went and bought her jewelry back, you fucking jerk.
Right. Damn, why didn't he get back the... Never mind.
Vulture, being in jail, vows to find a new way to fly and to stop Spider-Man. I actually gave this a 3 out of 5. Again, we're not going to get great Spider-Man stories for another few issues. And I know this because...
This is like a 3.
I own the first 20 issues that Spider-Man was in.
Jesus.
Just because of these 2 books. I would think 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, it's 10. It's 10 per... It just shows the cover of 9 on the front.
Yeah.
That's the other cover that's not on that's not being shown. But yeah, so it's going to take some time before we get into some great stories. There are some great stories.
Oh, no, I do believe there's some great stories. I just think this one was kind of like a...
It's just kind of meh.
Like a 3. Like 3.
Same issue. Spider-Man number 2, B story. This one's called The Uncanny Threat of the Terrible Tinker. All same people doing the same thing. Steve Lee? I just mixed their names. Stan Lee, Steve Ditko.
Nice.
We start with Peter's science teacher introducing Peter to Professor Cobwell, electronics expert, and asks Peter if Peter would like to help Cobwell over the weekend. Peter says yes, and is made fun of by Flash Thompson for not wanting to go out and do fun things. Instead, he would rather work. Peter makes fun of him back in a major way.
Yeah, he clapped back on his ass.
Basically called him dumb.
God, he was about to say.
And then he heads home.
He said, "You motherfucker, you retarded." Like,
pretty much. So the next day, Peter stops by the Tinker's repair shop because he was asked by Cobwell to pick up his radio on the way in. While there, Peter gets his Peter tingle, ignores it and takes the radio to Cobwell. However, we do see Tinker talking to aliens in the basement who are using the radios basically to spy on people. There's like some sort of imaging device in them that it shoots out a sonar, and think like Batman. You remember in the Batman movie, it was the second one. Yeah, it was the second one when he goes over when it wasn't even Alfred. It was Morgan Freeman's character. I don't remember what his name is now.
Right,
but he goes.
This guy gave him all the tools and shit.
He goes overseas in that. At one point to speak to a guy, basically to deny him, but in the process he drops off a phone, and that phone does the same thing. It basically sonars the area to get a layout of what's going on. Well, they're using these radios and making sure to fix things on super cheap, so people will go to the shop, and they're basically picking up information science stuff.
Something that it picks up from that radius.
Right.
Here's my thing. I wish that Spider-Man had just followed through with. I get it. He just ignored it, but that kind of rubbed me wrong. I'm like, damn, bro. Out of all the times, I mean, I get it. He's just starting out, but it's like, damn.
He still doesn't even fully understand his little tingle yet either.
Okay, because
you gotta remember, dude, he got the tingle and still got kicked in the back of the head by Vulture, and knocked out.
Because he's like,
I can't wait till the Venom symbiote shows up so that he can't even sense him.
Woo, that's gonna be fun. When he's like, I don't know when he's coming. What's up, Spider-Man? We were Venom. I'm like, oh shit.
Right. So, Peter's driven batty by his Spidey sense in the lab. Cobwell leaves in order to go teach, and Peter inspects the inside of the radio to find out that it is not normal. So he heads over to the Tinker's to figure out what the fuck is going on. He sneaks in through a roof. One of the little roof windows.
Those little window vent things that he can go under or above, I guess. Yeah.
Spidey heads downstairs and spies on the Tinker and aliens, where he's actually seen by one of the aliens that are behind him. Spidey fucks them up until Tinker blasts him with a ray gun, and they put him in some sort of weird glass cage that cannot be broken. However, they included little circles of air. They're like little air
Yeah.
hatches, and then they're
Air
like,
hatches.
we're gonna pull all of the air out and suffocate Spidey. And it's like there are holes.
There are holes. He can just go flip.
It's not even a thwip thing. It's there's holes.
Oh,
Oxygen comes through the holes.
Well, yeah.
You could take all the oxygen you want, but it's just gonna refill. Your logic is not good, Mr.
No,
Tinker.
I'm just saying it's just a bad trap altogether. Like, he's gonna get the fuck out. I mean, obviously gonna get out, but he's gonna get out easily now. He's gonna get out.
But he does shoot his web through one of the tiny holes at the
It's
bottom
the easiest trap to get out.
and hits the cage release button.
Of course.
During the ensuing fight, aliens run away as one of them exploded the control panel and it caught fire.
Oh, damn.
Spidey tries to capture the Tinker, but the Tinker slips away in the smoke. Nearby, a spacecraft dips out as the aliens say they can never come back because they've been figured out. Back at the lab, Cobwell returns saying he saw an alien spacecraft takes off, but then realizes that he sounds crazy, so he shuts up. And Peter then looks at the mask of the Tinker because it was an alien pretending to be the Tinker.
Right.
I thought it would have been funny if this would have actually been Chameleon, just to, for the tie-in.
That Chameleon was in there.
That would have been cool, but it's not.
But he's in jail. Yeah, he's in jail, isn't
I think so.
he? Yeah, I don't think.
Let's be real. They break out so much, you never know.
It's like, it's the Chameleon.
Apparently, New York City police are just terrible at keeping villains in jail.
Man, yeah, they are.
I gave this story 3 out of 5 as well. Again, not great, not bad.
I gave it a 2 out of 5. Just 2 out of 5. Okay.
Could have been better. This is not the version of the Tinker we're all used to. This was
weird.
This is because he's not an alien and everything.
No.
Or is he? Anyways,
I thought he always had like tech on him. Not tech. I mean, that's more new, but
right. So then we come upon Fantastic Four number 13, and this is called Fantastic Four versus the Red Ghost and his Indescribable Super Apes. This was released April 10th, 1963, written by Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, inked by Steve Ditko. Mm-hmm. And this is a fun one. This is one of my favorite issues.
This is actually probably up there with the Merlin one, to be honest. Like, it was that interesting.
We start with Reed blowing up the lab because he's testing new rocket fuel in an attempt to beat the Reds to the moon. The Russians.
Right.
He says he found a meteorite that landed on American soil that contained limitless energy. He states he will go to the moon. Everyone says they will go with him. He says no. Thing shoves him into a test tube and makes him agree to them going. That was funny, by the way. He shoved him into a test tube. It was a big one. Don't get me wrong.
It's funny that the thing said...
He said, nah, bitch.
Right.
We're going.
He did a Dave Chappelle. Gotcha, bitch. Get your ass in there. Stop playing. Like, damn.
So he finally agrees.
I guess so.
Meanwhile, Ivan Kragoff is training his monkeys to run a ship because they also plan to go to the moon.
Right.
He's using a starvation tactic that will probably backfire later. Heads up, it does.
It does. It does. Because why would you... Right, no.
Both ships blast off together at the same time.
I like Team Rocket.
Ivan made his ship of ceramic plastic so that they could be bombarded with the same cosmic rays that got the Fantastic Four powers, hoping that he will get powers himself.
Right.
Sue and Reed see the other ship, and they see it has the Russian logo on it, so Torch tries out this new suit that, Mr. Reed had just so happened to make.
Oh, yeah. Because of
that allows him to flame on and breathe in space.
First of all, breathe in space. That's what's up.
And he goes to investigate the ship, where he sees one monkey had super strength.
Yep.
And then he's seen another monkey that's able to shapeshift, and the last monkey uses his magnetic power to basically shoo.
Yep.
He sees Torch, shoos Torch away with magnetic
power.
power.
Like, get the fuck out of here. Bye.
He returns to tell the crew, and then they all land on the moon. Upon landing, they find an abandoned town that once had people there. They find a huge house and rush up, leaving Thing behind, who gets mad. He's like kicking rocks and shit.
Right, he's pissed. Like, I don't know.
He's like, everybody always leaves me behind.
I don't blame him. Like, I really wish you could. I mean, I get it. There's a reason why you could bring, but I like, damn, you got a suit for fucking Human Torch. You don't got no thing to kick his ass with them.
Thing's there with him.
No,
they just move up ahead.
Right, they move up ahead. I'm saying, like, just drag him with you.
That would be mean. He would probably be even more pissed off about that.
But it'd be funny though.
I
mean, you push.
Honestly,
test tube.
Mr. Grimm, you don't want to feel left behind.
Right,
don't walk slowly. Motherfucker, you're walking.
That's what I said, drag him.
You're walking at like the old people that walk through the mall pace, while everyone else
at the store. Oh, God.
Are running like they're teenagers.
Right.
Like, to show some excitement.
He's the one that be like, stop in the middle, like the like, you're in my way. Can you like move?
Right. So, like I said, they find a house they rush up to, leaving Thing behind, who gets jumped by Ivan and the monkeys.
Yep.
And we find out Ivan, all of a sudden, can make himself go ghost-like. We're not even saying he can go invisible.
No.
He can make it... Because, like, when Invisible Girl turns invisible, you can still hit her.
Right.
As long as you know where she's at.
Gone.
He can, like, you pass through him type shit.
He transcended, bro. He is no longer a monkey anymore.
However, mid-fight, the Watcher appears, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that is right.
I mean, he appeared out of nowhere, but I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. He came out of nowhere, bro. He got bored.
And the Watcher encases the monkeys in orbs and tells them to the reason of his being, or for him being there. He comes from a computer planet that basically keeps track of everything going on in all of life everywhere. And basically they watch civilizations on every planet. And they've watched old civilizations die, new ones be made, yada yada. And basically he says, you guys are going to fight. However, as they're about to start fighting, Reed stretches up, grabs Thing off the rocky cliff, and pulls him down to them.
Right.
They talk about the house that they found, and Thing is like, yeah, it probably belongs to the Watcher, and I'll explain all that to you guys later. They look inside and see the Watcher, and then all of a sudden are transported to a battleground.
Right.
Ivan freezes Mr. Fantastic with a freeze ray. Then the transforming monkey turns into asbestos to take down Torch. I gotta scroll a little bit. As the super strong monkey takes out Thing. Easily.
Well, I mean, he shouldn't have, but sure.
He threw him really far.
Yeah, he threw him like a basketball, bro. He just threw him, man.
The magnetic monkey sticks Sue to him, and Ivan and everyone takes a train to a new place on the moon. Torch gets Thing off of the beam that he's stuck on, and then Torch thaws Reed, and then they make this weird little makeshift rocket and follow while Reed stays behind to try and make a weapon that's going to help. Ivan has everyone in a cell and does his villainous monologue that all villains do,
shit.
And then leaves to set a trap for the Fantastic Four when they show up, the rest of them. Sue finds a cord to disable the cell, keeping the monkeys trapped, and they break out.
Right.
Eat, and then because they've been hungry this
whole time, they have been fed,
and apparently he left a 5-course fucking meal sitting on a table in the room.
I would thought that was a trap. Like it's poison. Don't eat that.
Right.
All of it's poison. Fuck that. Nope.
And then they break out of the whole room. Sue stops Torch before he can get trapped, and then they work together to destroy the trap. Ivan then runs and goes inside the Watcher's home, but doesn't understand the far advanced science that is in there. And it is at this point that Watcher throws him out, basically saying, "Bitch, get out my house."
Right. Yeah, Watcher got fed up. He got fed up. He was very calm with it, but then it's like progression. Like each page is like, "Yo, bro, I've been nice, but now you gotta get out, bro."
And Reed appears and then hits Igor. Was that his name?
Was it Igor?
Ivan? It was Ivan.
I've
been writing Ivan.
I know, yeah, there was an I in there.
I've been writing Ivan this whole time, or reading Ivan.
He's like, I've been really like this the entire time.
I'm making sure I've had the right name.
I'm about to say, bro, I think it is Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan. You said Igor. I
Ivan
said, wait, did you type Igor in there?
No.
Oh, I was like, holy shit.
That was me trying to just say his name.
Oh, God.
So, Watcher throws him out.
Yep.
Reed appears, hits him with the ray that paralyzes him. So the ray paralyzes Ivan. The Watcher arrives and says that the Fantastic Four win, and then he's like, but look, do not talk about me to anyone.
Yep.
I still have to watch you guys, but I'm going to do it from over here where you guys are still not near close enough to be able to reach me.
I don't know why you were there in the first place, but fuck it. Let's do it.
He says, he's like, no one can ever know of his existence. After he dips out, one of the monkeys free Ivan, and Ivan's like, yes, I still have control. And then the monkeys decide they're just going to chase him around. Because they're pissed. They're mad that he starved them, and they're about to whoop his ass.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four end up leaving off to give. They take off to give they want to give the rocket formula to NASA, and then we're actually told that in the next issue we will see the return of Namor and the Puppet Master. Yay! Because we haven't had enough Namor.
Well, I'm saying we were doing
and
so
Puppet Master
good.
Wasn't even good enough to bring back.
We were doing so well, and now it's like
he's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, "I want my stepdaughter back,"
and then he gonna come back and say, "I want to bang Sue Storm."
Right.
Because now I don't have a picture. I have a whole fucking mural like, "Hey Arnold, that shit" of Sue Storm.
I give that a 4 out of 5 though. It was a really good story, and I love seeing the Watcher introduced.
Yeah, 5 out of 5. This is second 5 out of 5 for me because of the Watcher and it just goes back to what if or even all the time, but just what if how he's like, I'm just allowed to watch, I can't intervene. He did intervene in this.
And he intervened his very first fucking time.
Right, intervene.
Although, to be fair, it's because they were fucking around in his backyard. Like, if somebody's fighting in my backyard, I'm probably gonna be like, look, y'all need to fucking bounce. Go fight somewhere else.
You can fight, but just not right here.
Right.
And then, this is how he did it. He went, boom. He just
bitch, get out my house.
Bitch, get the fuck out.
No, I mean, there's more to it, too. Like, he took him through, time periods and shit and showed him the kind of power he possessed and then shoot him out of the house. It was weird. But it was cool. All right, and last but not least, Tales to Astonish number 42, The Voice of Doom.
Yay!
This was released April 1st, 1963, written by Stan Lee and Larry Lieber, both penciled and inked by Don Heck.
Don Heck. They got a new guy this time.
Right.
Right. In a minute.
So, we begin with Jason Cragg speaking to a crowd, telling them that Ant-Man is a villain and everyone believes him. How did he get this hypnotic voice? Let's go back a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're doing
I don't know why you didn't just start there.
We're doing this, aren't we?
Jason Cragg was working for a radio station, but he sucked. However, there was an issue at a nearby radioactive laboratory that sent radio waves to Jason's mic, because that makes sense, which leaks to him, and now he can control people with his voice. Even made a dog food company lots of money by doing their commercials for him. They were like, oh, we're going to make even more money with you. And he's like, nah, I quit. And then he found out Ant-Man is a hero, and he wants to stop him. He wants to take him down. He wants to be the guy that stops Ant-Man. And he has no motive.
Yeah, this was
other than I just want to be the man.
Yeah, this issue was a man, and I mean a real man. Usually I would say it's man as I am, but this one, I don't know what the hell this character is right now. So okay. So
Ant-Man is being honored at a police station when Jason walks in and tells them to arrest Ant-Man, so they have to listen. And they try. And they try, and Ant-Man escapes.
Right, bitch, he's gone. What?
On his way home, Ant-Man runs into a mob trying to find him with magnets in an open field. So he ditches the helmet, the only thing protecting him from Jason's voice. Jason finds this out and commands Ant-Man to go to the pier, jump off, and don't try to swim. So he has to listen. So he does, but the ants save him, and then returns home. A few days later, Ant-Man overhears on the news that the next night, Jason is supposed to be on the show. I don't know if it was news or like a late night talk show.
Right.
Who knows? Ant-Man goes to the studio, coats the mic in a virus, and then they set up a prop gun nearby. As Jason tells the crowd that Ant-Man is a menace, Ant-Man sneaks to his shoulder and makes him tell the crowd that Ant-Man is good. He does this because the gun is pointed at his crotch. And then Ant-Man tells him after that's done that the gun is fake. As he goes to tell the crowd that Ant-Man is bad, he can't talk because the virus caused laryngitis. Congratulations, Ant-Man. You knew exactly how long it was going to take for this man to become sick. Even though you're standing right by it, too, and I don't know how you don't get laryngitis. But we're not going to get into that.
Even if you're like the smallest, you might be like, what's he, an atom? He must be a damn atom. He ain't even
right.
Right.
Jason is then kicked out of the studio, and his voice will never be the same until he shows up in like 10 years.
This was a
20
2 out of 5. This was a 2 out of 5.
He shows up in about 20 years.
Of course he does. I didn't get this story. I'm sorry. I didn't get it at all.
It was, okay, so here's the thing. It is definitely not the worst Ant-Man story we've read so far.
No, because I gave a lot of almost 1 out of 5.
Ant-Man gets shit on a lot here.
Yes, he does.
And not because he's a bad hero. No, as a hero, he's actually pretty decent.
It's just the dumb...
He fights the dumbest villains. He's got the worst rogues gallery, I swear to God.
I don't know. It's like they're just... It's like, they're in there just like, he gets this girl, or this one that's a Scooby-Doo, or this one that's like anything else, alien or something, or it's ants, it's a purple beetle. I'm like, what is this shit? Like,
could be worse. Could be the purple people eater.
We're still.
But no, I like I said, I gave it a 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it 2 out of 5. Oh, yeah. This was.
It could have been worse. It could have been way better. I'm at least thrilled that they didn't go with the Scooby-Doo story, the Scooby-Doo mystery story. I mean, that's definitely a good thing that they didn't go that route.
Just the villain just had no motive. He's just like, I want to show up. It's like the Namor versus Human Torch. Like, I didn't care about that one. I just want to prove myself. Like, what?
So we're in 1963 right now. He doesn't show up again until 1985 with the West Coast Avengers. He's actually known as The Voice.
Sure. It's going to be fun.
And then America stole that concept first, a TV show.
Right.
So we'll at least... But I mean, at least it's a villain we won't see for 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like it's not like Namor who shows up every other fucking
And
comic.
he will be showing up fucking next week, or no, the week after. Is it next week or the week after? Shit, he's gonna be showing up eventually, so that's gonna be fun.
Hopefully we won't have too many more of these weird ass fucking like Strange Tales and shit. I would like for them to actually get into the actual fucking comics of these people.
Yeah.
It'll still be a while, but
Dude, I'm surprised Ant-Man does not have his own.
Speaking of which,
they gave that. They got. Oh no, his thing is Tales to Mystery. Never mind.
So next week we get Tales of Suspense,
not
number
Suspense.
40, which is a new Iron Man story.
Iron Man story.
We get Journey into Mystery number 92, which is a new Thor story. We get Fantastic Four number 14, Tales to Astonish number 43.
I feel like all the budgets go into Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. It's like that's
it's another Ant-Man story. And then we get Tales of Suspense number 41, which is another Iron Man story. And then we get Journey into Mystery number 93.
It's like, we're just going to put all budget in Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. Fuck everybody else.
Obviously is another Thor. So we definitely have, I actually kind of like this week's lineup. I'm not looking forward to the Namor story, because it's also going to have Puppet Master in it. And the Puppet Master is literally one character nobody wanted.
And yet,
back.
But it's funny though.
His issue wasn't bad. It's just he jumped out of a fucking window. He should be dead.
He should be dead. And then I can see it's like you just picture the kids. It's like, well, remember it's like with the Fantastic Four, the male ones. Like you can tell they're writing it into Steve and to Stan Lee and Ditko and all that. They're like, here you go. We want more Puppet Master. It's like, okay, we'll bring Puppet Master because I feel like during that year. It's like they wanted to bring these characters back, apparently. So, obviously, at that time... Now, I mean, that's stupid, but at that time, it's like, oh, we get Puppet Master? Like, somebody may have probably... Like, maybe a group of people may have voted this person in. Like, oh, let's get a Puppet Master issue.
Hold on. So, the Puppet Master is in Fantastic Four number 14.
Right, 14.
Right? And depending on how long it takes for this whole fucking site to load. Alicia's back in it, which is dope.
Yeah.
She comes back in a couple. Puppet Master. Actually, we'll come back at Strange Tales number 116.
So he's gonna have a fight with.
He'll be back fucking soon.
The Human Torch.
Dear God, fucking shoot me. Anyways,
he's gonna have a fight with the Human Torch. Oh my God, that's fucking funny, man.
So yeah, the next 6 issues look like they'll at least be overall pretty decent. And hopefully this is beginning an upward trend of just shit that is fun to read. It looks like everything here. So ratings wise, the first Iron Man story is like a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Groups not like group.
Yeah, not just one person, but overall.
The Thor story, the first Thor story is 3 stars. The Fantastic Four story is 3 stars. Ant-Man's next story is 2.5 stars. Iron Man's next one is 2.5 stars, and then Thor's second one is 2.5 stars. So it looks like, I mean, they're all 2.5 to 3.
I mean, we'll be the judge of that if they're decent or not. But.
I mean, the good news though is so we get Dr. Octopus coming in, the next Spider-Man one. So that'll be the next week's.
So that'd be fun.
We get the Sorcerer in the next Strange Tales.
Yeah, you said Doctor Strange comes into the...
just the Sorcerer.
Oh,
different character.
Oh, damn. What?
And then the Wasp shows up in the next Ant-Man story. Not this coming up week, but the one after.
Right, not the one we're going to read for next week, but the week after.
And then we get another Iron Man story. And then we get the Human Torch versus the Wizard and Paste Pot Pete. Yo,
them two are going to be MVP. Them two are going to be MVP. If he's in it, MVP. And I know I'm probably not going to pick him. Fuck, he should be MVP.
We'll see. We'll see how things go.
Whatever, man. And it's both of them should just hit. Can you screenshot make them both MVP? He gonna make, man. If they don't go to jail and they escape, he's a bitch again. You already know that's a 1 out of 5, and he will be known as a bitch again.
All right.
Oh God.
With all of your goofiness aside,
yeah.
Who do you have as this week's MVP?
It's gonna be a hero this time. I'm gonna go with Merlin. Even though, Merlin, is he a hero?
Merlin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it really wasn't like a hero thing. He was just probably say, "Oh, you didn't know? Oh man, I got that power.
I got that goodish. I got that goodish."
That's it. He said he's not even real. Okay, it's just nothing but air, bitch. Nothing but air. Yeah, it's Merlin.
It's weird. Me, though. Merlin's replacing Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom. I say I'm picking a hero for the first time. For the first time, but the week after when we get to that Stranger Tale one, you know it's going to be. So you might as well make a split right there. Go ahead and put the Wizard, put that next to him because obviously they're going to get out of this. Look, he already knows it's going to be some bullshit.
I mean, I'm actually disappointed Valeria is no longer going to be on.
Oh, I know.
I actually like Valeria.
Valeria
She came in and did her thing.
Right. Because he said, I gotta go back. No, you do not. Bro, you have alien kitty right there.
She's like, you can stay here. We can have like 3,000 kids.
Right.
I have them in litters, okay?
Right.
Like 20 kids at a time.
Right. You have alien kitty. You're like, I gotta go back. Why?
You can have little Johnny and Valeria Storms. I'm just saying.
I mean, they'll be like different color because they're not gonna look human, but still. You're on another fucking planet.
Maybe that's how we get the mutant population. No.
That's it.
Over and above all, I give this week a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5. Because I actually had a few 4s. You had a couple 5s.
Just 2 5s. I had 2, which is not bad.
So.
2 5s.
All right,
one
guys.
was Merlin, one was the Watcher. As I said, it was in between Merlin and Watcher, but Merlin kind of took it though. Because Merlin, he just proved. Well, at least both of them are very high, powerful people though.
So
but it was Merlin, yeah.
Join us next week where Iron Man and Thor takes over the week. They've got 2 issues apiece. And then we have, like I said, it was the Ant-Man story and another. It was another Ant-Man. And what was the other one?
Was it a Stranger Tales one? No, it was a Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Because that's when Namor and.
That's why I forgot about it.
Come back. And then next week, the week after, we go right into PPP again. Let's go.
He's ready for some pistol paste
yeah,
pot.
bro. Oh man, I get to pick that the week after. This is it. I already know MVP. That is it. Both of them are going to be MVP. Let's go. I'm done.
You can only choose one.
Ain't that
Thank
some
God.
shit? Because you know what? He'd be like, and this week, Ralph picked Wizard and Pepper because somehow, so Human Torch did a decoy and somehow he said, I saw through that. Goodbye. He Batman that shit. He said, bye, Felicia.
All right. So, again, with that being said, we will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, next week we're going to be finishing up the X-Men.
Yep. And then
Evolution, where I will be pulling from this to see what the next bit of entertainment we will be pulling from is. Watch me get season 2, dude. I swear to God.
We get season 2. I'm like, hey, somebody must like Ralph.
I actually think you're the next one to pull because I think I was the one that pulled.
No, I pulled that.
No, because you pulled the one before that. You pulled Spider-Man. Remember? Not Spider-Man. Was it Spider-Man 2 we did 2 weeks ago?
Wait, hold up. I got
you pulled Spider-Man 2.
No,
remember?
I pulled Ant-Man.
Or yeah, you pulled Ant-Man.
And
then I pulled X-Men Evolution. Because remember, I pulled it and I was like, oh man. And then you got excited.
Right, so I pulled again. Wow.
So you pulled the next one.
I pulled Ant-Man, and then you pulled X-Men Evolution. Because he said it's X-Men, but it's not my X-Men. Watch me pull your X-Men.
That would be dope.
Watch me pull the 1990 X-Men. Let's go.
But nah. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all next week. Excelsior.
Boom.